Om Sri Sai Ram, Om Sri Sai Nadaya Namaha, Om Sri Sai Parabrahmane Namaha. Today we will discuss Sri Saisatcharita Chapter 34. This chapter also talks about the greatness of the Udi, like we all talked about 33 chapter. There were so many miracles that we saw in that chapter. In a similar way, this Udi greatness is described a little bit more in this chapter also. To begin with, there was a doctor whose nephew was going through some tubercular bone abscess related to that tuberculosis. Because tuberculosis bone abscess is not easy to treat. No medications were working. And this doctor, he himself is a great doctor, and everybody believed in him. And he tried, and then he had his friends try too, but there was no use. The boy was going through so much pain, it was excruciating, and the parents did not know what to do, and they could not imagine what this kid was going through. And they finally turned towards God. And when they were praying, and then when they were talking to people, one person mentioned that, why don't you take him to Shirdi to see Sai? He has been doing miracles, so just give it a try. So then the parents had, okay, let us try. We tried everything, let us go there too. And then they come to Shirdi. Once they come to Shirdi, they had a good darshan of Baba. They prostrated in front of Baba and begged that he help this boy. Then Baba says that those who come and resort to the Masjid Mai shall never suffer anything in this life. Now be carefree. Take Udi and apply it on the abscess. Within 4 to 8 days he will get relief. Have faith in God. This is not a masjid, but Dwarakavati. He who steps here will get health and happiness. Within no time, you will also get this experience. It is impossible that whoever comes here is not relieved. He who climbs the steps of this Masjid Mai will accomplish his objective. Know that. That's what the beautiful words Baba said. Then Baba moved his hand on the leg and cast his merciful glances and blessed him. And this was merely physical suffering. But even suffering which is destined or created by the mind is also destroyed from its roots by the darshan of Baba. Just seeing him will liberate us from the troubles. And his name is like nectar. Chanting his name is like a nectar, drinking nectar, and the greatest happiness for a sick person. Then family stayed there for 4 days, like Baba told them. He got better, and they left Shirdi and told this doctor about what happened, this miraculous thing. And this doctor thought about going to Shirdi also because that was not an easy abscess to be cured. But when he was leaving, someone created some kind of doubt in his mind and he dropped the idea of going to Shirdi because it's not time to come there. Baba is testing him. Then one night he hears a voice saying, "You still have disbelief in me." So for the next 3-4 nights, he was hearing this voice and he realized that that was Baba. On hearing this, immediately decided to go to Shirdi. But he had a patient at that time because he was a very responsible, good doctor. This patient was suffering from toxic fever and nothing was helping, and he was trying all kinds of treatments. Then he ultimately decided that I cannot leave this patient like this. If his fever comes down, then I'll go to Shirdi. Immediately his fever goes down, and then he had to go to Shirdi. So after he made that resolution, patient got better, fever came down, then he goes to Shirdi and bowed to Baba with full faith. Baba also convinced him of his secret experience and made him firm devotee. Because we saw in Saisatcharita different devotees when they come, Baba tells certain things in a parable fashion where only that person can grasp what's happening, what was happening, or what they said before they came here to Shirdi. So in that way, Baba also confirmed certain things for this doctor and thereby increasing the faith in this doctor. Later on, he helped this doctor to grow both spiritually and his profession also. So the next incident that Hemad Pant talked about was Dr. Pillai incident. Once Dr. Pillai was going through some kind of excruciating pain because of the guinea worms, and they had increased from 1 to 7. He was kind of fed up with life. Baba used to call him affectionately Babu. His place was so special that he used to sit near railing of the Dwarka Mai, and Baba also used to call him with love, and they used to chit chat a lot of time there in Dwarka Mai. And then poor this Pillai is confined to bed due to so much pain and felt that he could not take it anymore. Then he sends a message to Baba through Dikshit. Baba, I can no longer bear this pain on account of the guinea worms, which is similar to death. Instead, let me die now. I shall undergo the suffering in my next life. I will happily take 10 more births in which I shall undergo the fruits of my karma. But grant me the boon of ending this present life. I do not wish to undergo this pain. That is all that I ask for now. And then he sends a message through Dikshit. Then Baba asks people to bring him to Shirdi and tells them that he doesn't have to take 10 births for this. 10 days is enough. So he also tells him that when I can give you both worldly things and Paramartha also, why you want to die? Dying is not an option here. So that was the reassurance Baba gave. So finally, Dr. Pillai was brought to the Dwarka Mai, to Shirdi. Once he comes there, Baba wanted to make him comfortable, and he gives him his one of the pillows so that he can put it under his leg and then spread his legs and sit with comfort. And when he came there, the masjid was very crowded, and people were sitting all over and standing. And then his usual routine, like Abdul was cleaning the lamps and pouring the oil in the lamps. And then while he was doing that, his focus was mainly on the lamps. So he steps on Dr. Pillai's leg, and we can't even imagine how much pain he was going through. He starts crying very loudly with excruciating pain. And the wound was burst. Worms, there was some fluid coming out of that. The worms were still in there. Pillai was very restless. He was crying out loudly. At the same time, he didn't forget Baba. he was praying to Baba with a song. He was saying like this, O Kareem, have mercy on my pitiable state. Thou art called merciful and kind. Thou art emperor of both the worlds. The world is thy splendor. This world is going to be destroyed, but your grandeur will be eternal. You are always the savior of the devotees. When we look at this song, he was talking about Baba as merciful and kind. And not only that, he was saying, you are the emperor of both the worlds. Here, both the worlds means Baba always tells us that my devotees come here for worldly things first, and then I give them what they need, and then I will show them the direction of the Adhyatmika path, the godly path. So, in the both worlds, he can take care of us. This is what Dr. Pillai was singing, because he not only comes to Baba for the worldly things, but his main focus was to be in that spiritual path also. That's why he was saying that the world is going to be destroyed, but your grandeur will be eternal. So Baba is Paramatma. He's seeing Baba as Paramatma, ultimate Guru. So when you believe in God, when you believe in Guru with utmost faith, this external world disappears with Gnana. That is the blessing of the Guru, because he takes the Agnana from you away, then the Gnana only remains. That is the grandeur and that is the eternal thing. So like this he was singing to Baba, even with excruciating pain. So pain kind of subsided a little bit, and then he goes to Vada. Before he goes to Vada, he asks Baba, Baba, where is the crow coming from? You said the crow will come and take out my wound. But then Baba says that Abdul was the crow. He came and stepped on your feet. Experiencing this miracle, Pillai was kind of overwhelmed, and tears of affection flowed from his eyes by this fine deed of Baba. And 10 days he had to experience the pain, and then after the 10th day, these worms, which were there, guinea worms, they all came out. They were so thread-like that once they come out, the pain completely disappeared and he got better. So next incident is Babaji's wife. Babaji is the brother of Syama. We all know that how much faith Syama has in Baba. Once Babaji's wife develops severe bubonic plague, and she develops those buboes in her groin, and we all know that at that time the bubonic plague was very lethal. People had to die. And he was worried, and then comes to Shirdi. He was living in Saul Vihar, nearby Shirdi. So once he comes to Shama, Shama takes him to Baba and then prays to Baba like this, Hail, hail, Sainath, have mercy on us, the helpless ones. Now, what is this problem that has arisen, causing unnecessary anxiety? Who else can we implore besides you? Take away this girl's agony and give your blessings. Then Baba tells him to not worry and ask him to send Udi with Babaji. And he tells him, you don't need to go to Saul Vihar at this nightly time. You can go in the morning, relaxed way, and then you come back quickly. So, and then Babaji is so worried because Syama knows a little bit about the herbal remedies. He thought, so when Syama comes, maybe that's going to help his wife. But because of the Baba's order, Syama can't go. Then Babaji was reassured by Sama, gives the Udi, and then tells him that make sure you put it in the water and make her drink. And then she profusely, once she goes home, he gives the Udi mixed in water. She profusely sweats and went to sleep that night. Then when she woke up in the morning, she's all better. Hearing this, Sama, of course, the Sama in the morning with a little of anxiety, even though he believes in Baba, but he was anxious what happened. When he goes there, she was working, she was doing all kinds of things, and then she was making tea. And then he drinks tea, and then immediately he wanted to see Baba. Comes to Shirdi, bowed to him, and says, "Oh Deva, what is this sport? Sitting here, you raise turmoil in our minds. A storm is raised, and later you alone calm it down." And Baba immediately says, "Observe that the ways of fate are difficult to understand, Syama. I do nothing, nor make others do anything. Yet I am held responsible for all that happens. I am just a witness to the deeds that happen on account of fate. The eternal Lord is the doer and the mover. He alone is the compassionate one. I am neither God nor the Almighty. I am neither the Lord nor the Supreme Spirit. I only remember the Lord and remind people of the existence of the Supreme Lord. I am just a poor servant of Allah." So here what we need to learn is, of course, when Baba is helping us with all kinds of difficulties in our lives, but why Baba is saying, "I'm not doing anything, it's the God doing everything." Here, there are two ways we can look at this. One is that he's teaching us to be humble because we see the certain Swamijis or certain people who has some kind of siddhis. They proclaim that they are the reason why everybody is getting better. But here Baba is teaching to us that no matter what happens, you need to believe in that higher power. Then you are humble. You are not going to be bursting with ego when you follow this method. And the other thing is, Baba, whenever we see he's in that Paramatma sthiti also. Because when you are in that, you are neither doer or like a nar, when we call kartrutva, akartrutva bhavana. So kartrutva bhavana means what I'm doing. Akartrutva means I'm not the doer. So you are just an observer. And then why? Because based on your karma, whatever happens, happens. People have to go through that karma. Because if you don't experience that karma in whatever bad deeds that we did, those bad deeds have to be depleted. The only way you can deplete them is by experiencing them. Nobody can take them away. But the only thing here is that the great people know how much you have to suffer through and when you can come out of it. So these are the secrets that Baba knows about us. Next in this chapter, it was mentioned how Baba's Udi cured Irani girls' convulsions, and then how a gentleman from Harda got relief from kidney stones, because this lady, Irani girl, was going through so many fits, convulsions, and it was hard to see for everybody. Once somebody gave her Udi mixed with water, then this girl's convulsions stopped. In a similar way, this gentleman from Harda was going through so much pain because of these kidney stones. And these kidney stones only can be cured by the surgery. And then those times, at that time, it was hard to go through that. And they didn't have that much technology either. So by giving this Baba Udi mixed in water, made these stones pass through the urine, and the pain went away. Baba also saved the life of a pregnant lady with a difficult labor. When they brought this lady to Shirdi, Baba knew that the baby inside the womb already dead. When the baby is dead in the womb itself, it's very dangerous for the mother. They can go into what is called septic shock. So, but maybe Baba knows about all that. So Baba's Udi was given, and she had a easy delivery of the baby, but they all saw this dead baby stillborn, and they were all worried. But again, at the same time, the lady was saved. So like that, Baba protected her too, because she can conceive again. So they felt relieved of her fears, and was in a happy state. So like this, Udi's greatness was described in this chapter also. Baba always says that he who abandons all pride is ever grateful to him and places his entire burden on him will achieve his objective. Here we have to remember one thing. Once we have complete faith in Baba, we should not stray, because when we have certain difficulty in our life, we have to believe in Baba. And then sometimes somebody comes and says that, okay, do this pradhana, do this prayer, or do this parayana, your difficulties will go away. Yeah, you can do that, but that doesn't determine your faith towards Baba. Once you have faith and you say you proclaim yourself as Baba's devotee, we need to completely pay attention to Baba only and then believe in Baba only. With this kind of thought, we will conclude this chapter, and we will talk about other chapters in the coming satsangs. Om Sri Sai Nadharpanamastu. Om Sri Sai Ram. Om Sri Sai Nadhaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Parabrahmane Namaha. Om Sri Sachidananda Sadguru Sainath Maharaj Ki Jai.